I'm Huy from the band called District 105. We play like metalcore, hardcore, and ish. We from Saigon, Vietnam. Yeah, from Vietnam we got like a bunch of districts ranging from 1 to 12, and then a bunch of districts with a name. So I was living in District 10, and then my guitarist was in 1, and drummer was in 5. So it was like, I mean, they got a band called Parkway Drive and a bunch of bands that are named after like a Whitechapel. So it's like, why not just pick a name based on district? And we got the name like District 105. There's no actually like deep meaning about that. Well, before that we have like a band, a really good band called In Your Eyes, and another band called Multiplex. Those was the two top band, metalcore, hardcore band back then in Vietnam, seen a whole fucking Vietnam. And when they disbanded, the drummer and guitarist from In Your Eyes asked me to be the bassist for District 105, and actually started in the band as a bassist. But then the vocalist kind of fucked it up. He quit the band, moved back to his hometown. So I stepped up and became the vocalist, and we got a bassist. And that was back in 2018 or 17. We didn't have like a punk scene. We didn't originate from a punk scene. So back then there's only death metal and cheesy rock music, alternative music. And then our scene was founded in 2013. And even though we say it's hardcore, it's more like post-hardcore, metalcore, like band with breakdowns, so As Lighting and Asking Andrea, or the post-hardcore band, metalcore band. And slowly now we're moving backward. We have more like old school hardcore band. We're into more like beatdown. Now we have like a bunch of kids that only into beatdown music and like crowd kill the fuck out each other and stuff like that. I would say it's weird but interesting at the same time, and it's growing for sure. Well, it's actually I got into like rock music in general when we got MTV and shit like that. So I watch MTV Amplify every Tuesday. But my first encounter to like anything core related is like I was really into wrestling. I really like a wrestler called CM Punk, and he stepped out the ring with his team like this fire burns from Q Switch Engage. So I'm pretty sure that was my first encounter with like metalcore and stuff. So yeah. Well, it's supposed to be an MV, but we decided we should put it out sooner or later and then make an MV for it like afterward, because we kind of don't want to take a break for too long for like a band like us in a country like this and kind of new to the international scene. We have to keep putting out new songs every now and then and to feel like we are functioning and we are active band, so we keep doing that. So if we put it out, it was one of my favorite songs. I think probably one of our favorite songs as a band to play live, and lyrical wise and musical wise, like we love that song, to be honest. And the artwork for that is awesome, bro. You gotta check it out. The merchandise and the artwork for that is like pretty cool, pretty neat. We have like a page called God Forbid Saigon for the merchandise. So what inspired me, because like, I love band merchandise, but it's freaking hard to get band merchandise when you're in Vietnam. And the shipping fee is as expensive as the shirt itself. So, and usually if you order it straight from the website, sometimes it got lost on the way, and sometimes like at the custom they're gonna store from you. So it's a really hard process to be able to get some merchandise from the band you love. And sometimes it turned out that the color was off and the printing was shit. I gotta tell you, man, US, you gotta step up with your band merchandise, man. USA merchandise, most of the time, are shit. I'm sorry. It's like UK, European like merchandise is good, Australian merchandise is good, but whenever I order like merchandise from USA, it's always shit. Like the fabric is like so cheap, and the printing was so bad. So I got like a hoodie from my favorite band, like Knock Loose, and when it came to me, I was so excited because it's like limited merchandise, so hard to get my hand on that. So I finally got that, and the printing was shit. You couldn't tell what band it is. So all the letter was sticking to each other, and it was so blurry, couldn't see anything. I was so pissed off because of that. I sent an email. I even messaged the band. I commented on that picture of merchandise. No one got back to me. And I think one of those things is the thing that's like got me started. So, okay, I'm gonna make my own merchandise for my own band. I'm gonna do. So what inspired the style? 100% for sure streetwear and anything related to hardcore and alternative lifestyle, such and such. I would say the range of metalcore band is like Parkway Drive. Probably all that remains back then, and As I Lay Dying. Yeah, probably it. That's tough. I would say for the first time I listened to a band that closest to being a hardcore band would be like Stick to Your Guns. Yeah, I still remember we have this kind of like they call like a metal coffee shop, rock metal coffee shop, and I have like owner bro, and he's like the only one who actually into metalcore hardcore back then, and whenever he got like a job that he gonna turn on music for 1 or 2 hours in that coffee shop, and whenever it's his time, his shift, he always turn on like metalcore hardcore, and when he turned on Stick to Your Guns, I was like, this shit is cool as fuck. But for a scene in general, I would say the hardcore actually kicked it up when Turnstile came to Vietnam. That when anything that's like real like hardcore stuff started. It was in 2018. Before that was like metalcore, old school hardcore like terror and stuff like that. Then hardcore punk and stuff started when Turnstile here. And then several cuts, the pop punk band famous in Vietnam right now, started viring. They love Turnstile, so when they got famous, they started talking a lot about Turnstile to other kids that love them. So that's how it got started. I think most of the people I know back then, like my senior, some of them tell me to quit. That's advice. Like I think it's probably from my boss from his Japanese dude. His name is Corey. He's from a band from Blindside. He told me that 1 for the crew, 2 for the money, which means that you always have to put your crew above the money. And maybe the best advice back then was that we tried to bring like a bunch of international bands to Vietnam. We keep losing money, so better I was like we should build the scene first, and then start reaching out for international band later. Because if there's no scene, there's no consumer, then there's no way we can grow the scene and all. So probably those 2 things. Yeah. Get a job that can pay real well. Don't have kids. You can have a wife, but don't have kids. If you have kids, like, forget it, man. If your band is like still really new and you have kids, I guarantee you, it's gonna be freaking hard for you to do anything at all. So, get a well-paid job and don't have kids. I do. Emo stuff. This is funny thing. So I don't have soundproof in my room. I don't even have a room, to be honest. So I practice music whenever I'm in the fucking toilet and shower. I scream in there. The song I sing the most would be there's like apart from the Asking and Century songs like Not the American Average. There's like a really cool melody like part, the hook. I sing that one to warm up all the time, and then Escape the Fate, all songs like Not Good Enough for the True in Cliché. Yeah, it's just generally a bunch of emo songs, pop punk and shit like that to warm up and to practice my range. The first line that I practiced screaming was from That Is Murder, I Am Hell. I just keep screaming I am hell like over and over again until like I almost passed out because I lacked oxygen because I didn't know how to breathe back then. So yeah. That's tough. So I mean, right now, music is not my main job anyway. I'm a personal trainer. If I'm not doing music, I'm probably gonna focus a lot on being a trainer. If you're talking about like still listening to music, still into hardcore, but not doing music, so I think I still have tattoo. I still gonna maybe open up a brand, personal trainer. But I think I will be way richer than I'm now. So, like we play now hometown, right? The fans is really supportive. Everything is starting to get really awesome. But if I'm talking about playing on the country, then it's hard to pick. Probably Singapore, people was slam dancing, 2-step, it was awesome. Malaysia was cool too. There was like straight up like beat each other up and crowd killing and shit like that. And then Taiwan was awesome. So we got to play in a fest in Taiwan. The fan was supportive, but they were so friendly. They afraid to like hurt each other or something. So when I tell them to go circle pit, it's like hanging out their hand and doing high five with everybody around. It's like, what the hell is that? But it's fun. This was really fun. It was a good experience. I don't know. So like I said, like each place has it all like cool things about it. So. Within our scene, it would be interesting to have a split EP. I would say like a three-way or like four-way split EP with all the guy in my Golf a Bit crew. And then for all, I want to see if like someone gets interesting in putting like scream vocal into that. It would be funny to do that. I did featuring with some rapper in Vietnam. It's cool. Maybe I can do the same thing for some other guys. I'm always like down to do something new, man. As long as we can keep the breakdown and I can keep the heaviness in the song, I'm okay with that. That's why I don't make us play a really cheesy song. Not gonna be like Breaking Benjamin, something like that. I love Breaking Benjamin, but I'm not gonna play that time really. So Parkway Drive, please get me on that shit. Parkway Drive. USA is like Kublai Khan, Knock Loose, those two bands for sure. Get me on that. I'll scream your fucking lyrics. Maybe better than you. I don't know. Could be. Maybe go touring a lot in Asia and then end up in Japan. I would want to play in Blood X Japan. It's like the biggest hardcore, mostly hardcore in Osaka, Japan. South Asian band for us, like always, the goal always going to be Japan. And probably after that, there would be definitely Australia. Some big fest in Australia, you know, get to play with. My inspiration would be like Parkway Drive. If we're talking about America, then we have like Kublai Khan, we have Knock Loose and stuff like that. I'm talking Japan, we have like Blind Side, we have Loyal to Your Grave too. It's like so many, Crossfade. My list is gonna go on forever because like for each country in this scene, I have like a bunch of bands I love, really love. Like my whole life involved around music. So if I live a day without listening to music, I would die, something like that. So I can pick my favorite band for sure. It's damn awesome. So damn awesome. So I know all of you guys out there in hardcore band in other country, you screaming about like the hardship and stuff like that and how you rise above and shit like that. Try starting a hardcore metalcore band in Saigon, Vietnam, and you see, I'm not saying that you don't have your own hardship because I know that the scene is like so big over there and everybody starts to compete with each other and you got your own thing. But I'm here starting my own scene with my guys from scratch and building it up for 10 years now, and I can tell you just how hard that is to get the scene to where it is right now on the sweat, the fucking blood, the money we have to pour out to do it. I prefer to call them a supporter, so because it's like a thing about, I think about metalcore, hardcore music, like I don't feel like it's a fan. It's more like, you know, if you meet me on the street and I see like many other dudes I brought from famous band I brought from other country, they act really nice toward the people which is supposed to be their fans. So I would say supporters. So I would say like thanks a lot for like supporting us from day one to now. Even if you knew, I still want to thank you for giving us a chance. Especially if you're Vietnamese, then that's fucking awesome. You're giving this heavy music a chance. As I said on stage on Rockfest last time, I said like, I don't care if you understand this music or not, but if you give it a chance, I appreciate it. And if you like, I got it only in the international scene, you listen to a lot of like popular bands, you still give my band a listen, and I really, really appreciate it. I know that when somebody say that like a band from Vietnam / Asia, you're not gonna take it seriously, but so that's why I really, really appreciate listening to our music. So. Support the scene here. I don't care how. Listen to more music in Saigon. The scene is awesome. I know like there's a lot of Vietnamese guys even in the scene out there all over the fucking world. If you start looking this way and support the bands from your motherland, I promise you we can do something really cool about it. We're planning to get like an EP out. My bandmate keep pushing that back and back because like they have their own stuff to take care of, but hopefully we're gonna get an EP out soon, like 1 or 2 MV, and we want to start touring again in other countries. Yeah.